Toastmasters.
Let's get sprint.
My journey through Toastmasters. Unfortunately, I will not be talking about Saint Augustine. No, Austin. Saint Austin from Texas, right?
That's right.
Nor the Pope. I'm going to talk about me. I'm going to try to take you back in time and picture what it's like. So, what you have here is 20 years of Toastmasters. Take it or leave it. I started way back in the 90s, and it was different. I was different, and I am glad to be here to talk about it. No, I was coaxed in. A friend of mine was at Toastmasters.
Whoa.
And at the time, Jansen Toastmasters was over at the Jansen building. We were in the diving club conference room.
Yeah.
And that's where it started. A friend of mine, we've been doing outdoor programs, and he said, come to Toastmasters. And another reason why I wanted to come was my wife said, I want to go. I want to see what it's like. And she did go to Toastmasters, and we continued together for 4, 5, 6 years. And it was fun. We could wake each other up on Thursday mornings, and it was like, yeah, you get up, no, you get up, let's go. And we could go. That was fun. And then after a while, sleep became more important. Actually, her work became more important. And eventually, as we all know, we find other things to do at 6:30 in the morning. Now, when I came, there were some things I wanted to learn. I had been teaching a few outdoor programs, like I said, with my friend who was a Toastmaster. And I didn't feel comfortable speaking in front of people, probably half the size of this group, and sharing my ideas. And I thought, I need some skill building. I feel really awkward talking in front of people. My ideas seem to float around, and I'm going over here, I'm going over there. And part of what I've learned over time is that I have dyslexia. And dyslexia is like the flu. No, you don't get other people sick, and no, you can't die from it. But there's different degrees of it. And I have different days I do better with it than others. And some days I get up and, yeah, I can, my words flow, and other days I don't even know where I am. No, it's not that bad. But it's really unusual. It's kind of ebbs and flows, and it's affected me. And that's part of why I come to Toastmasters. I remember my first speech, the icebreaker. Oh, man. I woke up like 3 in the morning going, oh, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? It's okay. It's all about you. It's all about you. That's what the voice now says. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's okay. But it was like terrifying, those first few speeches. And I told my story, and I progressed through being an Oregonian and there was 3 of us, 3 kids, and da-da-da. And when I got done, I was excited. I was pumped up. I was ready for the next one. Of course, until I had to do the next one, then it started all over again. Oh, what am I going to say? How do I get organized? What do I want to write about? And then I started talking about myself. And I think my second or third speech was about dyslexia. And I talked about it, and I talked about personally how it had affected me. I started sharing about myself. I started taking topics about me, outdoor programs that I did, survival classes that I took, things that I enjoyed, things that I found educational. I talked a little bit about the field of maintenance. I did some speeches on how to fix things. I did how to fix it, a few things, really simple, how to fix it. And I enjoyed that. And as I progressed along in Toastmasters, about the 4th or 5th year, I had quit my job as a maintenance worker at a retirement center, which I really enjoyed for 16 years. And I went to work at Jesuit High School. I had to be interviewed by Father Hayes. Well, most of you know my last name is Hayes. It's Buckingham Hayes, but prior to being married, it was Hayes. And one of the questions he asked me is, what's your last name? Well, let's see, is this a good question? And I said, Buckingham Hayes. He says, good. I don't want them confusing us. Yes, Father. I'm not Catholic, Richard, so I well, I'm still there. One of the things I took away from that interview, in fact, at the end, he asked me how much I wanted, and because I had 16 years experience, I said, I want more than what you were advertising in the paper. And he did. They paid me more. I started at a higher level. And that self-confidence that got me to say, I deserve more, I got from here. Because I got the self-confidence of speaking, and I hated table topics. But those small little increments of time started building. I started feeling a little better, started building on being self-conscious, but getting away from being self-conscious to being able to answer those questions. I didn't know what questions he was going to ask me, but whatever he asked me, I answered, and I answered clear and directly and truthfully. And that came from Toastmasters, the skills I learned here. So for you who worry about table topics or dread it, that's okay, it's normal. I got into it and started really enjoying it. In fact, I competed in contests and went all the way to the district level. But I didn't place. But that year, I got a higher award. The Toastmaster of the Toastmaster who won international speech contest. The international was from District 7. He was there. He came up to me at lunchtime. He shook my hand. He says, "I thought you did really good. I thought you should have placed higher." Man, it's like that really did it. Here's a person that won the international speech contest worldwide. And he came up and said, "You really spoke well." Some things like that you remember. Some of those little things that come back to you over time. And it takes time. I have learned some good skills in Toastmaster. The most important is listening to my wife. No. It's really important. As a speaker, I want to get in there and I want to tell you how my topic. It's like, no, I need to listen. What are you saying? It's not to get the next word in, it's to listen. I went, oh, yes. No, it's like that. I don't need to say the next thing. So that's been really helpful. Of course, practice. Speaking, listening, and evaluating. One of my highest, most stressful experience in life has been president of the board of our church. And I was president of the board for 3.5 years, one of the longest consecutive terms running. And I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have fielded those questions. I couldn't stand when people were angry and were black. And I couldn't have walked that walk. I couldn't even been a board member had I not been in Toastmasters and had practice and had practice and had practice. As a good Toastmaster, I see the red light. I know I've tortured you long enough, but hopefully I've told you a little bit more about me and Toastmasters and my experience there. Keep coming back. It works.
May I coach